Hello, I'm Haruka. It seems that my last video has brought in a lot of new people with eyes on my art. It's nice to meet you, everyone. Today, I'm going to show you my workstation and introduce myself a little along the way. I want to show what types of materials I keep at my desk, as well as my favorite collector's items. Before I start with the tour, I want to explain my philosophy with room design a little bit. I like to surround myself with things that bring me joy and inspire my creativity. By creating a space that I feel reflects who I am, I can better focus on my work and draw inspiration from my environment. I hope that this video can inspire you to decorate with something, big or small, that brings you a little happiness as well. I'll start with the main work area. While I'm working on my computer, I can put my keyboard here. However, I can also tuck my keyboard away under my monitor to have an open workspace. This space is where I work on traditional art. From a drawer below, I'll pull out a few of my sketchbooks. I started drawing anime characters in elementary school, and I've taught myself since then. The first sketchbook is a pocket-sized Amori sketchbook from Omocat. The drawings in here are fairly recent, and I drew most of them during class. I mostly drew characters from series I like, such as Ensemble Stars, Twisted Wonderland, and Paradox Live. I also have a drawing of Ano-chan from her Chu Tayase music video. I usually take this with me when I have limited backspace, accompanied by a small eraser and my favorite Kurutoga mechanical pencil. This second sketchbook is more messy, as I usually use it to jot down ideas or practice. The drawings are more experimental, and most sketches in here are half done. Another large feature of my workspace is my microphone, which I use to record videos and practice singing. I've been practicing for a little while now, and I hope to share my improvement with you guys as I continue to train my voice more and more. Tucked within the shelves at the back of my desk is the majority of my art books. Art books are among my favorite things to collect, as they provide physical references for study and inspiration. Of the art books displayed here, my favorites are my two Ida Ito collections, The Peculiar Antique Shop by Makoto Kurama, and Volume 4 of Kitora, an art book series by my favorite illustrator Avogadro 6. On the shelves, I also keep miscellaneous office supplies, as well as acrylic stands and minifigures. I have a lot of acrylic stands of the Ensemble Stars characters from Rabbids, which are my absolute favorite J-pop group. I am the #1 Rabbids fan, which you will surely see as I continue the tour. On the shelf, I also have a figure of Riddle Rosehearts, and a few of my favorite Animal Crossing villagers as well. At the top of my shelf space is where I keep most of my art supplies, such as alcohol markers and fine liners. Although I have a pretty big Copic collection, most of them are dried up, and I'm not very good at using them. Next to my supplies, I have a cute Mafu Mafu Nenzoid, and a large acrylic stand of my latest obsession, Rika from Pokemon. You can see more of her on the back wall, where I hang paper memorabilia. Here, I keep keychains, photo cards, tags, business cards, and other collectibles. I have a tag from AC/DC Rag, one of my favorite clothing brands, and a business card from a hairstylist, among other things. I have a decorated card of Rika, as well as decorated cards of Rabbids. My favorite is Mitsuru Tenma, and I make sure to have a pin or keychain of him attached to everything I carry with me. But even though he's my favorite, I love all the members equally and try to represent them all. Down near the bottom, I have a Polaroid with Starshine Maid Cafe. This was from when I did my first idol performance at KumoriCon in Oregon. I performed Melty Kitchen by Rabbids, and I'll leave a link in the description to the video of my set. Since then, I've been practicing more on my idol skills and hope to do another show in the future. Please look forward to future activities. To the very left is a sort of cluttered storage area, where I keep a few miscellaneous tools and items. At the bottom here is the candle that I always light, which is jasmine scented. Jasmine is my favorite fragrance, so I try to incorporate it into my workspace. At the top are the two books I'm currently reading, No Longer Human by Osamu Dazai and Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I've never really enjoyed reading, and have only ever read manga, but I've recently been compelled to take up reading classical literature. At the very top is my display for even more figures and acrylic stands. Here, I have a Kikuo acrylic stand. Kikuo is my favorite music artist, and I've been an avid fan for a while now. I went to his first US gig with Boen, as well as his Kikuo Land tour not too long ago. Another notable thing here is this cute doll that I picked up. I thought he looked a little bit like me, so I hope that someday I can repaint him to look like a mini-me doll. Here, I have even more Rabbids merchandise, which I keep nicely stacked in a tower. To the right is my PC monitor, which I use not only for work, but to play video games and watch anime. You can't see it from the front, but my Nintendo Switch is also hooked up to my monitor, so I use this as an all-in-one station for playing console and PC games. My current favorite games to play on my computer are Minecraft, a favorite of mine since I was a little kid, and Stardew Valley. The PC games I've completed most recently is Your Turn to Die and Persona 3 Reload. On my Nintendo Switch, I mostly play Splatoon 3 and Pokemon Scarlet, but I also like playing Animal Crossing. My favorite games are Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. I've been a Nintendo fan ever since I've learned how to read, and have a large collection of Nintendo games from as early as the Wii. To the right is mostly equipment, with my drawing tablet and printer. This is where a lot of the magic happens. I use my drawing tablet to work on nearly all of my projects, such as manga and prints. A few months ago, I completed my first manga project, Wisteria, and I'll leave a link to it in the description so that you can check it out. The tablet is an XP Pen Artist 21, and I use Clip Studio Paint for all of my illustrations. I use my printer here to produce my own art merchandise as well. A few months ago, I began selling my art in person, as well as online via Etsy. Here are a few of my first print designs, as well as keychains and stickers. I also have a few prototype designs that I'm working on, so here's a sneak peek. I have some more illustrations here, as well as photo cards of my original character Eiichi Fujihara, the protagonist of my manga. I'm selling most of these online, but for a few of them they won't be complete until my next in-person event. Until that time comes, I'll keep working hard on the designs. If you want to check out more of my art or my online store, you can visit my website, harukamiart.com, or go straight to my Etsy page, which is called HarukamiCH. I'd be happy if you stopped by to check out a few of my works. To the very left is the music corner. This area is so far the most bare, and has the most space for addition. Here, I keep my instruments and equipment, as well as music-based memorabilia. I have a small shelf with CDs, which I still haven't filled completely. This is my keyboard, and on the music stand I have a few Twisted Wonderland cards and a small rabbit's hand towel. Underneath my keyboard I keep lots of cords and wires, but I also have my electric guitar, my amp, and my microphone. I'm not great at any of these instruments, but they're lots of fun to practice and play around with, and my keyboard especially helps me practice scales while singing. My floating shelf is filled with every Rabbit CD released, as well as the official Ensemble Stars soundtrack. I'm currently trying to collect more albums and EPs that I like, specifically for more Vocaloid producers. The only other thing I have back here is a signed poster from the Visual Kei band Acme, who I was lucky to meet for a fan signing event. Finally, below my entire desk is my manga collection. Aside from just manga, I also keep figurines, magazines, and art books that were too large to fit on the top of my desk. My favorite manga is Jibakushonen Hanako-kun, and my favorite mangaka is Shuzo Oshimi. Recently, my favorite manga genre has been autobiographical, but I've been getting into Junji Ito as well. Outside of just manga, some of my favorite items I have down here are my 2 Paradox Live fan books, a Rabbits magazine, and this Rabbits container that I keep paper goods in. To finish off this video, I want to show off a few of my favorite collector's items that I wasn't able to showcase so far. The first are a few of my favorite Nuis. I have Mitsudo and Hajime, who I keep in my Ira bag and take around everywhere with me. Lately, I've gotten some Sanrio-themed outfits for them to wear, based off Cinnamoroll and Pom Pom Pudding. The other one is my newest one, my Nui of Rika. I still don't know what type of outfit I want to get for her, so for now I keep her displayed with the rest of my Rika merchandise. Next is my special edition of Hanako-kun Volume 12. The special release of Volume 12 came not only with a limited version of the manga, but a deck of Hanako-kun themed playing cards. This has been one of my favorite items in my collection for the last few years, as each card shows off a unique artwork of the main characters dressed up as the different suits. The final thing I want to show off is a few Kikuo related goodies. Besides the acrylic stand that I showed before, I also have a decorative magnet and multiple keychains. I hope to pick up more small Kikuo related merch items, as most of the merch I do have is apparel. And that concludes the tour of my current desk setup. I hope this can inspire you to add a small something to your workspace to brighten up your day and give you motivation. This video admittedly took me a while to make, but I promise now that I'm back from my long break. If you're a returning viewer, thank you for sticking around for my first official video. And if you're new, I want you to know that I'm so grateful for your time. Both of you guys' support means the world to me. Now for the self-promo. My website is harukamiart.com, which I hope to give a makeover soon. My main social media is my Instagram, at harukamidayo, and here. I also want to try streaming on YouTube, so be sure to turn on your channel notifications if you want to be there when I go live for the first time. Finally, if you're interested in some of the prints I showed off, consider checking out my Etsy page, HarukamiCH. I want to give my entire online storefront a makeover soon, and eventually move to selling my art through my own website. However, until then, please continue to stay updated with my Etsy for my merchandise projects. I believe that wraps up everything for today, so thank you again for watching. Let's get the show on the road together. Mata ne!